With spring finally here and thoughts of summer and beach time just around the corner, we often start to notice how our bodies have changed over the winter. With lockdown in effect for the majority of us this past winter, you may be noticing that you've put on a few extra pounds. Maybe you've known this for a while, or maybe this weight has snuck up on you. My name is Dr. Maille, and I'm going to help you understand the reasons behind your weight gain. Welcome back for part 3 of our video series all about losing the quarantine 15. If you missed the previous videos from this, you may want to go back to check these out. In these, I go into great detail about poor sleep and stress and how these may be contributing to your quarantine 15 weight gain. I also give some quick tips on how to overcome these two obstacles. In today's video, we're diving deep into the next factor that may be playing a role in your weight gain: a lack of movement. I know it may sound obvious, but hear me out. I understand it's frustrating to deal with weight gain when you don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. So today we're going to dive deep into the third possible underlying cause of your weight. So in the last 2 videos, I discussed stress and sleep. These were a little less intuitive when thinking about weight gain, but it's important to not forget the basics. Even if not everything, a calorie balance is still important. It is the most common cause of weight gain, eating more calories than our body really needs. This occurs by eating too much but not moving enough. This is often because our society is very sedentary and we do not move as much as we should. It is important to note here though, that having a calorie deficit that is too extreme can be harmful for your body and is not recommended. So let's start with movement. Daily exercise. Daily exercise is very important, whether this is weight training or a combination with cardio. The Heart and Stroke Foundation recommends that adults get about 150 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical exercise per week. This is about 30 minutes for 5 days a week minimum. Are you getting this? Over the last year, exercise has become increasingly more difficult because of gym closures. Those who were regularly working out at the gym had this taken away from them. On top of this, the drive to work out has been lower due to a general lack of motivation found in our society because of higher rates of depression, exhaustion, and just overall poor mental health. I understand that if you're a person who's used to going to the gym, the closures can make things very difficult. However, it is important to note that we still have to find ways to be active at home, even if they're not your usual avenues of exercise. Now, if you're a person that's new to exercise, this is a great time to learn the basics from the comfort of your own home. Some tips to help you keep track on your at-home exercise include: number 1, schedule your workouts. Find a time of day that works for you. Think of when you have the most energy to have your workout. Are you a morning person or an afternoon person? Number 2, keep yourself accountable. Especially when just starting to get into a workout plan, it's important to keep yourself as accountable as possible in order to stay on track. You can do this by hiring a personal trainer, join a community on social media, make a group with friends. Having people to be accountable with can increase the likelihood of you sticking to your workouts. Number 3, pick exercises you like. I know you may be rolling your eyes at me here and feel like there's no exercises that you like, but exercise is bigger than long runs and bicep curls. Exercise can be Zumba classes, it can be boxing, yoga, skipping, rollerblading, biking, swimming. You don't have to make it boring. And number 4, make a note to yourself after you have a good workout. So try writing a note just in your phone or on a piece of paper. I can't remember the last time I had a workout and didn't feel good. So once you get into your workout, you usually start to feel really good, thanks to the endorphins that are released. Endorphins are released during or right after exercise, which can help reduce the feelings of fatigue and pain. Endorphins cause an increase in your dopamine production, which creates feelings of pleasure. So write yourself a little note in this stage, and next time you're not feeling very motivated to work out, maybe read the note and it might help you to feel motivated and push you to exercise. Now, it's important to note that exercising isn't enough. As a society, we are very sedentary. This was a problem even before COVID. Now, it's even more of a problem. So think about the amount your body moves in the day compared to when you were maybe working at an office before. Between transiting, walking to and from a car, maybe around the office, stopping to get coffee. There's just so much more opportunity for movement before the pandemic. So now, even if you're doing your 30 minutes a day of exercise, you're completely sedentary almost. So this not only leads to weight gain, but can impact overall health and increase risk for chronic disease. It's important to not only make sure you get your exercise daily, but make sure you're moving outside of the exercise as well. So how can you do this? How can you increase more movement in your day? Number one, use a smartphone or a piece of wearable technology to count your daily steps. The minimum number of steps is 10,000 steps a day. Once you start tracking this, you'll realize how easy it is to hardly move at all throughout the day. It can be fun to incorporate others in this step challenge, maybe family or friends, to help you get to this goal of 10,000 steps a day. Breaking up your 10,000 steps a day into an hourly goal of 250 steps can also help chop this up into easier bits. Also, looking at maybe 70,000 steps per week instead of 10,000 steps each day can help you give a little bit more of a better goal to help you reach your weekly goal instead of a daily goal. Number two, incorporate daily walks. So now that the weather's getting nicer, going out for a walk is a great way to increase your movement throughout the day. It's also nice to give yourself a little break in your workday. Number three, move around as much as possible throughout the day. It's so easy to stay sitting in the same chair all day when you're at work, but if possible, try to move even while you're working. For example, can you ask to try to do a phone call instead of a Zoom and walk around with maybe headphones in your ears outside or even in your place? And lastly, set movement alarms. So set an alarm every hour. When that alarm goes off, move for 1 to 5 minutes, depending on how much time you have in your day, and then go right back to your work after. This gives both your brain and your body a quick little refresh before diving back into your work. If you are exercising and moving a lot during the day and you still notice you're not losing weight, there may be other factors at play here, which I discussed in the previous videos. Exercise and movement play a large role, but they aren't everything. Also remember that this is temporary and your movement will go back to normal one day. Gyms will open again. We may have to be more creative for a while, but this isn't permanent. And just like stress and sleep, movement contributes to a healthier you. In fact, a 2019 paper found that those who lived a sedentary life for 20 years had double the early mortality risk compared to those who were active. So yes, I know you want to lose the weight, and that can happen when we burn more calories from moving more. But it also means that it can have profound effects on your overall health. So to summarize, our bodies need to move. We know this, but it's so easy to forget, as well as the amount that we need to move. When we don't move enough, we will gain weight more easily, but we also don't feel as good in our bodies. Just as I mentioned in part 1 and 2 about stress and sleep, when we increase our movement, we're not only addressing the weight gain, but you're also going to feel better in your day-to-day lives and reduce your risk for several other health issues. So, this concludes part 3 of our video series on losing the quarantine 15. We hope this gave you a more clear picture of what could be causing you to gain weight and to help you come up with some long-lasting solutions that will make you feel better and help you live a healthier, happier life. Thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below.